This segment of CoastLife is sponsored by Preston Automotive Group.
Well, CoastLife today is Earth Day, which is a great time of year to consider your carbon footprint and maybe cutting back a little bit. And for you, maybe that is a big step. Perhaps it's time to think about an electric vehicle. That's why we've got Jesse Johnson hanging out with us today from Preston Automotive Group. And you've brought a beautiful electric vehicle with you today. Why don't we talk first about some of the differences for somebody who's maybe switching from a more traditional vehicle to an electric vehicle? What are some of those differences for that driver?
So, well, I mean, first and foremost, it's an all-electric vehicle, so
Sure.
you don't have to worry about the price of gas, and
Nice.
we know that's gone up here recently.
Sure has.
So, all-electric, so you're going to have, on this particular model, you're going to have about 320 miles of range.
That's pretty good.
In battery, so you're cutting out your oil change costs. You have zero tailpipe emissions, so for Earth Day, great for the environment.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, those are a couple things there. You're going to have a lot less of a maintenance cost with an EV that you would traditionally have with a gas vehicle. So that's a good place to start.
Yeah, I mean, I never even really thought about the fact that without fuel, you don't need the oil change. Nothing, that didn't even cross my mind. I know a lot of questions that drivers also have when it comes to maybe making that switch to an electric vehicle. You know, charging stations, if I'm taking a long trip, how do I need to kind of plan that? What's different about that? And I know that this vehicle has some features that kind of take care of that for you.
Yeah, so actually integrated into the standard 12.8-inch touchscreen we have in here, there's an app called Hyundai Pay in there, which will actually divvy up your routes. So that way, if you were traveling from here to New York and you were at like 180 miles to a charge, it would tell you where the nearest charging stations are, where to stop. So that way, it ensures that you get to your route with zero hiccups as far as the charge, so you don't have to worry about running dead on a battery.
Yes, I think a lot of drivers would definitely appreciate that, especially if it's a recent switch for you and maybe you don't quite have the feel for it down. What are some other features about this vehicle specifically that drivers can expect if they decide, you know, maybe it's time to switch it up?
Yeah, so this vehicle is going to equip with a slew of safety features. You're going to have forward front-end collision warnings. You're going to have auto-hold braking, so that way, like, let's say you're in a busy drive-through and you're tired of coming off the brake. Once that car realizes it has a sensor in there, once it realizes you're at a complete stop, you can take your foot off the brake. The vehicle is going to hold itself. This car comes equipped with blind spot monitors, safety warnings. So say you're driving down the lane and you pop your left turn signal on right where your tachometer gauge would normally be, you're going to get a camera that pops up right in there so you can see exactly what's in your left lane, opposed to the same thing in the right lane when you click that on. You're going to have cruise control distance. You can set your following distance. If you want to be at a 3-car distance behind that car, then you can set your distances and it's going to do that for you. Wow,
that's incredible. I also know that, you know, if people are looking for an EV and they're thinking, all right, I got a family, what's the size, what's the capacity, what are we looking at when it comes to this car specifically?
Yeah, so this car is going to sit 7 people. So as far as the EV class, there's not a lot to choose from when it comes to SUVs.
Yeah.
Specifically third row. You're going to have the Ioniq 9 here, and then you're going to have the Kia EV also, and then basically opposed from that, you only have the Rivian, which they can cost upwards of closer to $100,000.
Yeah.
So Hyundai has stepped up in a long way. For people that don't know the Hyundai brand or know the previous Hyundai brand, Hyundai has really come a long way as far as their luxurious aspect to their vehicles. I think most people see a Hyundai going down the road nowadays and they don't even realize that that's what it is.
Sure.
So this is going to have 3 rows of seating for you, so it's going to go ahead and seat the whole family.
Nice. I think a lot of people are going to love to hear that. I also understand too, speaking of Hyundai, the brand itself, there's a pretty good warranty too.
Yes. So you have a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, which does transfer over to the EVs. So we'll cover that battery, 10-year, 100,000 miles, whichever comes first. And you also get a 60,000-mile, 5-year bumper-to-bumper to cover things like as far as the electronics, things of that nature, interior of the vehicle, stuff like that.
Fantastic. Are there anything else about this vehicle that we're leaving out here, Jesse, that you want people to know?
I think this is a great vehicle. I think if we want to take a walk around the vehicle and just kind of showcase the styling aspect of the vehicle here. So if we look at the front of the vehicle, you're going to see a theme of these squares here. Okay, that's going to go across the front of the vehicle, the back of the vehicle, and if we hop into the vehicle here in the front, you'll see that square theme transitions into the vehicle, because a lot of people, when I'm demoing these cars, there's no Hyundai logos. So if you look at the center of the steering wheel here, you're going to have 4 H's there. That's actually Morse code for H.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
So that kind of that's the whole square theme we got going on at Hyundai now. So
I gotcha. It's a little sneaky. I love it. So Jesse, I also know too at Preston Automotive Group, you know, you guys are not just trying to get one over people and make some money. This is about getting people in the vehicle that's truly the right fit for them. If somebody is, you know, ready to give you a call and they're ready to check out this vehicle, what's the best way that they can do that?
most definitely. Well, they can reach us at Preston Hyundai in Millsboro, right there on DuPont Boulevard. But yeah, no, I'm glad that you hit on those points. So Preston, we're not just out to get your money. We're not out to just make a sale. Our goal is to make sure that our customers leave in the vehicle that they like and what suits their budget and their needs, and we take pride in doing so.
Perfect. Well, you can tell. Jesse Johnson, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for bringing this gorgeous vehicle. I actually feel like I learned a lot today about electric vehicles that I didn't previously know, so thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Of course. Well, if this feels like the right vehicle for you, make sure you check them out in Millsboro. And who knows, maybe this will be the perfect step in the right direction to celebrate Earth Day for you. But we've got more Coast Life coming your way that you don't want to miss, so don't go anywhere.